nothing left to lose now. Everything to prove now. Long as I'm alive, I'ma fight back. My fire never cools down. I'm about to catch fire. Yeah, I'm about to catch fire. Get ready for the new me. Get ready for the new me. Try to hold me down and I go higher. Try to put me out and I go louder. I'm a fighter, a survivor. Stand back while I catch fire.
Well, welcome back to beautiful Ballito on the east coast of South Africa. A big finals day now wrapped and dusted. We crowned champions in Rio Waida on the men's. And, well, of course, Molly Picklum steals that win just in the dying seconds. It's a good afternoon from myself, Gig Saliers, alongside Tash Mentasti, as we start sitting back and soaking up a big finals day and a big week of competition here in Ballito.
Yeah, it's been an incredible week, and what a great way to end it. We've had some really small conditions throughout the event window period, but Ballito on offer, just giving us beautiful light land breezes to clean it all up, and a great move from Travis.
You still didn't know the heat results, and those scores came through. Molly, you are our 2022 champion.
Oh my gosh, it feels so good. I feel like this event I really tried to just enjoy the process. I think back in Manly I kind of struggled to enjoy it a little bit, and came here just super happy and just, I don't know, just surf and let my surfing do the talking. And hats off to Macy. I mean, she put it to me the whole heat, and I really couldn't find an opportunity. And yeah, I don't know, we're both from the same town, so it's definitely a special way to win.
Tell me, what was your strategy going into that heat, and tell me, talk us through the top two waves that you got there, especially with that one at the end, which was the big counting wave.
Yeah, I was kind of struggling to find two good waves, and I just kept surfing, and then I don't even know what I did. I just blanked out and just went for like as many waves as I could that looked like it had potential, and I think I just did the one jam and then finished, and yeah, I kind of just claimed it. I don't know why, but yeah.
What does this Challenger Series win mean to you now? You've got 10,000 points, a whole chunk of money to spend. What does it mean, though, in the overall picture for the year on the Challenger Series?
Yeah, so I think winning obviously is really good for the qualification for 2023. But, I mean, it's just good that you get, the top. I feel like I go in every heat to try and win, and then to surf every single heat of an event is like my goal. And to come out on top in the last one's always really good.
Well, you got a really nice big trophy from Ballito to take back with you on the plane. Congratulations. We'll see you on the podium just now. Back to you guys in the studio.
Well, it's smiles all round Molly Picklum. After going through that mid-season cut, she now gets to build her momentum and gets a win at the Challenger Series and sets her eyes on 2023 being back to the full-time championship tour jersey.
Yeah, and she doesn't seem really rattled by that either, just wanting to say every heat she surfs to win, and it's great to get a win in the final, and I just think it showcases her maturity as a young 19-year-old, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how her career elevates and what she does in the second half of this year on the Challenger Series.
Well, Molly Picklum, the winner of the Ballito Pro, back to the men's side for that discussion. Exciting win and an exciting performance through the lineup for Reo Waida, the Indonesian, back-to-back. That first win in Sydney a couple of weeks back, the GWM Sydney Surf Pro. Rio getting that win over Ryan Callanan in the final at Manly. And well, now he's done exactly the same again, got the win over a relatively unknown name in Caity and Delahaye in the finals on the men. So back-to-back wins for Reo Waida. Let's have a look at his road to the final. He has been a top performer. We saw it on show in Sydney, and well, it's brought it to the lineup here in Ballito.
Yeah, I mean, every heat that this guy surfed, he was exciting. He had the fans going and also just showing variety. I mean, really pulling out all the tricks. This is the quarterfinal. This was in that big onshore conditions, and he came to the party, Gigs.
Yes, yesterday afternoon, quarters would unfold, and he did everything right in his heat against Matthias Hurd. He said he needed to go to the air, and well, just absolutely a show between both him and Matthias. And Matthias had been on an absolute heater coming to this quarterfinals as well.
For me, it was Matthias Hurd was the guy to beat. And when Rio beat Matthias in this quarterfinal, that's when I kind of knew, like, okay, this guy can make his way all the way to the finals. Exceptional surfing, the reaction time here. I mean, these conditions were so testing gigs. It wasn't easy at all.
And then a look at Reo Waida through the semi-finals this morning in the Bathers Bank. Let go of a couple of stingy turns and, just surfed absolutely on point, putting everything together with his momentum against Keanu Singh.
Yeah, and just so loose. It looks like a totally different break that he's surfing, and yes, it's just next door in the cove, but different wave, loads of fun, and you can see how much he's enjoying his time here in Ballito.
Well, Keanu Singh started going to the air, and then, this was Rio just answering straight back. It was a beautiful showdown, and it made for such a great story in the semi-final between both him and Keanu. And, of course, Keanu Singh finishing that in the third place position, but Reo Waida on his way to the finals. And, this is a look at his opening run.
And then gets that rotation in as well. I mean, just a great showcase of what he's made of.
Well, this was the first wave of the final. Reo Waida would pretty much block out the entire final from Caity and Delahay's participation, got him on every priority call as well. And then this one out into the flats for an 8-pointer would just drive it home and put a massive 993 requirement on his opponent.
Oh, wow. And just, you can see how he threw that board off the lip and rotated really quickly and stuck it. I mean, he was the on-form surfer today, Gigs, and a totally deserved win for Rio Waida.
Well, the Indonesians at home will celebrate. Bali will have a festivity into the night at home, and of course Reo Waida will be on his way back home tomorrow, so perhaps a warm reception at the airport in Denpasar when he gets there. But you cannot argue that 2 wins back-to-back on the World Surf League's Challenger Series is a very, very strong statement. You know, you think 1 win and then a few quarters, you'll be in that top 10 picture. There's absolutely no doubt with 20,000 points for 2 wins that Reo Waida has really just got to steer a couple of quarterfinals onto the back part of the year, and he will be in the top 10 come the end in Haleiwa.
Yeah, and I think as well that, it's 10,000 points, it's back-to-back. This is only stop number 3, Gigs. But also, we said it from the beginning, round of 96, there was not one easy heat. And this guy has come and taken 2 wins already. So, he's the informed surfer. He's the man to beat, and I'm really, really stoked for the guy.
Well, we are waiting to go down to the prize giving. We want to hear from both our men's and women's champions. We'll just wait to go down to them. But just to talk about waking up this morning, we still had to get the full quarterfinals done on the women's side as well. So it's been a pretty loaded finals day. And, of course, huge congratulations to the winners. And, to Reo Waida for taking out that win. And we'll get a look at some stage at the rankings, and he's going to be sitting way out top there.
Oh, yeah, he definitely must be sitting very comfortable in that top place. It'll be interesting to see where everyone else falls in. Leo Fioravanti, I mean, a semi-final finish here at Ballito. I know he wanted to go 1 more and hold that lead, but the day was for Rio Waida, and it's been a great day and a great day of surfing, and just such a big congratulations.
And just a Viva la France wish as well. Of course, Caity and Delahaye getting the 7,800 points. It'll see him rocket from the real low rankings on the Challenger Series all the way up. We'll see where he sits shortly. And, a well-balanced final. Gattian as well, through his campaign through the semis and through the quarters, he showed that he does have the full package, and that's how loaded the ranks are, that you can get a relatively lower profile name going all the way to a final.
Yeah, and for us here in South Africa, I mean, Gattian has never been on my radar, but so consistent through all his rounds and coming up against big names, but showing that he does have the package, and it was a wonderful result for him. He was telling the beach, this is the best day of my life, and it's something that he'll never remember. So a big congratulations to Gattian and Delahaye as well.
And Tash, Molly Picklum getting that 10,000 points. As we mentioned, we're going to go and have a look at her road to the final. And she has been the informed surfer here. She got going this morning with quarterfinals against Betty Lou Sakura Johnson.
Yeah, and this was a big heat. I mean, Betty Lou was touted to take the win in this one. And she just surfed really cleanly, reaction time really good on these waves, and found 2 big scores that she needed and left Betty Lou hunting for a big score.
Well, those low tide conditions with pockets and a mix-up of lefts and rights. And well, a couple of nice rail turns as well for Molly Picklum. She put a good heat together there, and as you mentioned, perhaps a bit of a surprise. Everyone, a lot of local support for Betty Lou Sakura Johnson.
Yeah, and Betty Lou had a win already in the JQS, so I think we were thinking she had spent a bit more time in Ballito, but this is Molly Picklum now, semi-finals, gets that little tail release, and she's just, her reaction time, she was spot on today.
Well, the Challenger Series frames up the championship to a level, and this was her win over Caity Simmers. And again, mixing it up lefts and rights in the lineup.
Yeah, and also another big name taken down, as much as Caitlin's only 16. I mean, that was a big heat.
And well, of course, Molly Picklum into the finals of the Ballito Pro, quick out the gates as well. Macy was using the left-handers on her backhand, and well, that was a score for Molly Picklum, who put a 5.83 on the board.
Yeah, so she was sticking with the rights in the beginning. I enjoyed the pop in that top turn, utilizing her rail, lots of flow, very fluid in her surfing. But it was this left-hander that pretty much changed it all in the dying seconds.
Oh, a lot of sting in that turn. She had the requirement of the 6.34, and well, this became a 6.57, and she trailed the final until this point.
Yeah, until literally the 5-second mark, really. And that really, for me, showcases BMT, big match temperament, and knowing what she needs to do to get the score. And I think a great win for Molly Picklum.
Well, a lot of celebrations for the Australian, and of course, back home over at the North Shelley Board Riders on that central coast of New South Wales. She'll certainly be celebrating, and so will everybody else. Let's go down and hear from the presentation. Well, welcome back. Just to re-summarize that final there, Tash, of course, Macy Callahan and Molly Picklum duking it out there. We spoke about Macy having the lead the whole way through.
Yeah, now, and having the lead, having one of the highest wave scores in the heat until the end, until the last 5 seconds. She had the 6.5. And then Molly, in 5 seconds remaining, a 6.57, and that was what changed it all. And yeah, I enjoyed Macy Callahan surfing. I thought she had a great run here at the Ballito Pro, and a run-up finish is not bad. It's a keeper result on the Challenger Series.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to make point to that, Tash, Macy Callahan only 2/9 in Australia prior to that, so finals is going to go a long way towards her campaign. She'll be wanting to be part of that championship tour start in 2023. Mentioned Molly Picklum again with that with the mid-season cut falling off, and so 2 finals for Molly. That's a good result. She's going to be sitting right at the top of the Challenger Series rankings.
Yeah, well, Challenger Series number 1, it was Caity Simmers who took the win. She was the runner-up spot in that Challenger Series, and now she's done one better and taken a win. So real consistency for the young Molly Picklum, and I'm excited to see what this young lady's going to do for the rest of the Challenger Series in 2022.
I'll tell you what I'm excited at is this hardware going through to the winners. We're waiting to go down to the prize giving, and just to talk to the point of the trophies that will be handed out, the Nguni skins on there, the traditional Zulu shield shape, and of course that's been the backdrop and the theme for us here, the Nguni cows. And with that, let's hand out the hardware. Let's go.
For providing the transport for this event. You'll see those snazzy little minis driving around with the branding of the event. So SMG, we really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you to Coca-Cola for keeping us hydrated and with all your great products. We really enjoy and thank you for your support in this event. Thank you, Distill Water, for your products. It's really been enjoyed, so thank you to Distill Water. Thank you to the WSL
Surfing, and we're really loving the partnership with O'Neill, and we look forward to many years to come. And then all the work behind the scenes from WSL, Surfing South Africa, all the judges and officials and the webcast team, the Hutchinson family, everyone, thank you very much for all your effort this week. And also a massive thank you to Colette Bundy. It's not just these 2 weeks that she puts in so much work, it's a whole year's preparation, so thank you, Colette.
So thanks, guys. Let's give a big round of applause for all of those sponsors, all of those people. Fantastic to all the work you guys put in. I'm going to stand to the side, and I'm going to ask the men's winners to come up first, please. So if the men's winners could join us up on the stage, Rio Waida and Caity and Delahaye. So they surfed through. We started this event last week, Sunday, and we ran through a tough couple of days of waves. It was small, it was big, and we ended with a beautiful day here at Bathers Beach in Ballito. I'm going to announce second place first, and then we'll go into the first place positions. So, taking his biggest ever result in a surfing event, congratulations from Guadeloupe, our French surfer, Caity Delahaye. Woo! So Guadeloupe, French territory, well done, Caity Delahaye. He was so stoked. Caity, let's have a couple quick words from you. So for the Ballito Pro, we hope to see you again next year, and good luck to you guys for your Challenger Series campaign for the rest of the year. We've had 5 Challenger Series events and 5 more still to go. We've had 5 more still to go in the top 5 count, so you could see these 2 surfers on the World Championship Tour at the end of the year if they qualify for with the next points. Right, if we could call up our 2 ladies. In the final of the ladies in the Ballito Pro, it was Macy Callahan and Molly Picklum, both representing Australia. Saw red hot surfing in the ladies division, and it was a great battle between these 2 ladies. So 2 Australians making it through to our final. It was great to have such a big field of ladies internationally surfing here, and the level of surfing was great to see. So taking second place at the Ballito Pro 2022 from Australia, well done Macy Callahan. Macy, I'm going to ask you to say a few words.
Is a welcome back to the post show. We'll take a quick break and then we'll wrap it up from the finals day here in Ballito. Welcome back to the show as we wrap up a big finals day here from Ballito. The World Surf League's Challenger Series, the 3rd stop now completed and dusted. Gig Saliers alongside Tash Mentasti. And of course, a big thank you to everybody from Open Channel 115 and of course DSTV, People's Weather Channel 180. It's been great to share world-class surfing with you, and we'll say goodbye to you till another time. And of course, Tash, for us, we'll continue with our story, and that is the shuffling of the rankings after the 3rd Challenger Series stop. When we got here, Rio Waida was trailing just by less than 100 points from Leo Fioravanti from their campaigns at the first 2 in Australia. Well, of course, results in, and the rankings have now shuffled, and it is a big points total, 20,750. As you would expect, the rankings to change. Reo Waida with 2 big sets of wins over in Sydney and now here in Ballito. He stretches his lead out over Leo, who's going to fall down to second.
Yeah, and not much separating really. Leo sitting in second now, 16,915. Still a good result for him, that equal 3rd place. But for me, it really is just seeing the movement of Caity Delahaye. He came into this event at 90th.
Wow, that's a huge jump up the rankings. Just to look down the ascending order there, Callum Robson is a double qualifier. He still sits at 3rd. No movement there for him after the accumulation of points from Ballito. We count them all at this stage. Dylan Moffat holds steady at 4th. Sheldon Simkus sitting at 5th. And, well, Maxime Huskino and Ryan Callanan, also no movement from them, so they keep those positions 3 to 8. But, Tash, as you mentioned, huge movement from Caity Delahaye from obscurity into the top 10 picture here on the Challenger Series rankings.
Yeah, and, he came into this event with two very low results in the first 2 Challenger Series, and I noticed him in that first heat, and there was just a little bit of spark there that I enjoyed watching, and he kind of almost built his confidence as he moved through the Ballito Pro. But it was Rio's day nonetheless. You just saw it from the start of the final, but to move from 90th to 9th in one event, it just showcases how important it is to get into those quarters, semis or finals.
Yeah. Absolutely. You have to make finals day. That is basically the story here. Sunny scenes on your screens as the Ballito Pro is now done and dusted. And of course, everybody just enjoying the festivities, the sunlight. And it is a real carnival atmosphere here, which kicked off on the 29th of June already. It's been all kinds of celebrations. And of course, just to speak to the last of that 10th position to Matthias Hurdy, who really was a top performer here in Ballito this year.
Well, I also wanted to say it's nice to see that Michael Rodriguez is still in the top 10. He had to bow out because of injury. I believe the ankle's not looking really nice, but it's great to see that there wasn't that much movement for him, because I know he didn't want to bow out. He surfed a heat with a bad ankle, and he eventually said the next day, I can't do it. So,
well, Caity Simmers made finals day and keeps herself at the top of the Challenger Series rankings. Molly Picklum has climbed nicely into just around 1,000 points short. Molly Picklum sitting safely at second there. Nikki van Dijk, good performances from her. She kept some consistency, got it through to just before finals day. She sits at third. Again, care of her results. Teresa Bonvalot with the win in Sydney, but falling out early in the draw. She's still sitting at fourth though. So top five picture: Simmers, Picklum, Nikki van Dijk, Teresa Bonvalot, and Macy Callahan by making the finals. 2 ninths in Australia. Now a second place runner-up here in Ballito. Macy Callahan sits in the top 5 discussion on the Challenger Series rankings, Tash.
yeah, and you've got the 16-year-old still sitting at the top there with 20,830, and now Molly Picklum at that second place. And what a great result for her. I mean, just...
And of course, everybody was just happy to celebrate the likeable and becoming more of a popular face, Rio Waida. And then, of course, an all-Australian women's final, Tash. We got to call this one. And Macy Callahan set the pace early on. And she had Molly Picklum pretty much trailing the whole way. And Molly at the end just stinging at turn for the requirement. If I recall, a 6.34 requirement. She went to 6.57. And, well, the Australians from the same town get to celebrate, and well, we get to lay back now and just let it all soak in. It's been a very high energized week here in beautiful Ballito, and well, to crown off and wrap up the discussion for finals day, Reo Waida and well, Molly Picklum will celebrate perhaps into the evening, and I'm sure the whole town will, as well as we'll start signing off the show here, and we'll start thinking about the start in Jeffreys Bay just 2 days away.
2 days away, and a great forecast. It's going to be totally different. There's no bikinis and boardies anymore. We move into the Eastern Cape, but everyone's landing. It's looking good, and I'm very excited to see what is going to be on offer at the Corona Open J Bay.
Of course, the Corona Open J-Bay will feature 4 South Africans in the men's draw. Care of the performances here, young Luke Thompson would be the final South African standing, and he will be the wild card along with Jose Falconer. And then, of course, our championship tour surfers, Matt McGillivray and Geordie Smith. We'll sit back. We'll say goodbye from beautiful Ballito. We trust that you will have enjoyed the day with us. Kiksilias and Tash Mentasti, as we'll lay back and let the sounds of Ballito soak us away. We'll see you all in J-Bay. This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.